You want to make sure you're starting in a comfortable position, preferably child's pose, but if that is uncomfortable for you, feel free to start laying on your back. I want you to take a couple of inhales and exhales here, allowing your body to just sink, relax, and release. Make sure that your breaths are even, meaning your inhale is the same length as your exhale. Take a big inhale here and shift your drishti towards your thumbs or your wrists. And exhale, shift up on all fours. Make sure your knees are directly underneath your hips and palms directly underneath your shoulders. Here you're going to find 5 versions of cat and cow. Feel free to do whatever speaks to your body at this current moment. That means if you need to find circles or hip circles, shoulder circles, whatever you feel is calling you right now, do that. Find 5 sets. All I want you to make sure you're doing is breathing. Inhale and exhale. When you have found your 5, shift back into child's pose, and again, take a couple of breaths there to reset and restart. Last inhale here and exhale. Start to shift your weight forward on all fours. Inhale, open and arch for cow pose. Push the belly button towards the floor, head and tush will rise. Drishti goes up. And then exhale, round cat pose. Inhale, open and arch, cow pose, tuck the toes underneath you, and exhale, downward facing dog. This is your first down doggy, so feel free to slowly walk the dog. Feel free to dance, jiggle, or twerk with the dog if you feel comfortable. Remember, when you're walking the dog, you want to make sure that the opposite heel is touching the floor. So you're really trying to push back into those hamstrings, open up the shoulders. Remember to pull the belly underneath the rib cage, shift your tailbone back and up towards the universe, roll your shoulders back towards your hips, and kind of settle in. Feel free to also hold down dog without any movement if you feel comfortable doing that. Inhale here. And exhale. Inhale, drop the knees, open and arch the back, cow pose. And exhale, shift back, child's pose. Inhale, start to shift up on all fours, open and arch your back, drishti up for cow pose, and exhale into downward facing dog. Remember, shift the heels firmly into the mat, pull the belly under the rib cage, roll your shoulders back towards your hips, drishti at the tip of your nose or belly button. You're going to take an inhale and slowly start to walk your feet in towards the front of the mat or your palms. Take your time. There is no rush. We will all meet in forward fold. Inhale, open and arch, halfway lift, drishti out. And exhale, back into forward fold, drishti at the tip of your nose or belly button. Inhale, bend the knees, open and arch the back. And you're going to exhale, slowly round up, engage each and every vertebrae until you come up to standing and find mountain pose. Hold it here. Slowly start to bring your thoughts to your affirmation, intentions, or magical word today. Bring those thoughts into your heart with an inhale, and exhale any stress or doubt you may have out. Inhale, sweep the arms up towards the ceiling, pull the drishti in, and exhale, take a forward fold. Drop the palms to the mat or on your shins. Inhale, open and arch, halfway lift, drishti out, and exhale, back into forward fold. Inhale, open and arch, drishti out, halfway lift. Exhale, slowly bend the knees, and again, rounding up the back, engaging each and every vertebrae. Your head should be the last thing to return to center. You're going to find some little body rolls here, standing cat and cows, imaginary hula hoops, whatever you feel like you need to just get some wiggle jiggles out. Roll it, shake it, pop it, make it, do it, do it, do it. Inhale, sweep the arms up, upward salute, drishti goes with you, and exhale, nice and slow, into a forward fold. Drop the palms, floor or shins. Inhale, open and arch the back, halfway lift, drishti out. Exhale, step the right foot back the length of your mat. Think about heel to big toe, you have a straight line. Actively push the back heel into an imaginary wall, front knee directly over your ankle, creating 90 degrees. Roll your shoulders back, take your drishti out. Take a big inhale as you drop the palms and exhale into downward facing dog. Remember, this is your downward facing dog, so do what works for you. Sink the heels actively into the mat. Pull the belly underneath the rib cage. Drishti goes to the tip of your nose or belly button. Inhale, drop the knees for floaty cow. Open and arch the back. Knees do not touch the mat. And then exhale, push back to downward facing dog. Sink down through the heels. We're going to find it one more time. Inhale, high up on the tippy toes. Exhale, drop the knees for floaty cow. Open and arch the back. Knees don't touch the ground. Engage the core. Drishti forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, drop your knees. Open and arch your back for traditional cow. And exhale for cat pose. Inhale, open and arch, and then exhale, push your tailbone back so you're sitting on the heels of your feet. Stack your shoulders over your hips. Right here, you're going to find a seated cat and cow, maybe about 2 or 3 of them, and make sure that you pour it all the way down towards the mat. So you're going to inhale, open and arch your back. Your chin might fall. And exhale, pour it forward towards the mat. Inhale, open and arch. And then exhale. You're going to inhale, sweep your right arm up towards the ceiling. Drop your shoulder back into your shoulder socket. And just stretch and lengthen here from fingertip to the top of your hip. You can find goddess pose in your arm if you have a little tight shoulder. You're going to inhale, open and arch. Drop the chin back. Drishti is up towards the ceiling. And exhale, pour it down towards the floor again. Bring it back to center, and we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Inhale, sweep your left arm up towards the ceiling. Make sure that you continue to drop your shoulder back into the shoulder socket and don't snatch it out. You can take your drishti up if you feel comfortable or leave it neutral. And again, you can find goddess arms in the arm or one arm if you have really tight shoulders. You're just going to find a little circle around back in the lower back and drop it down to the floor. Taking the head down. Stretch it out for a little child pose here. Feel comfortable. And you're going to inhale, press your weight forward on all fours. Drop your pelvis towards the floor for our first introduction of a cobra or Bujidasana. Take your time, slowly melt it down. Make sure that the palms are directly even, and then you're going to inhale, push up for upward facing dog. If you are not ready for upward facing dog, feel free to find cobra again. Make sure that your palms are actively pushing into the floor. Inhale, push back through your tailbone, and exhale, downward facing dog. Again, sink the heels of the feet firmly into the mat. Pull your belly underneath your rib cage or your shoulders back towards your hips. Inhale, sweep the right leg up towards the ceiling, and exhale, sink down through the heel of the foot, three-legged dog. You're going to inhale high up on the tippy toe, and exhale, bend the knee, flex the foot. You're going to inhale, pull the knee into the floor, and you're going to find yourself on all fours with the exhale. Inhale, open and arch for cow pose, and exhale, push the tailbone back so you're sitting on the heels of the feet. Again, you can find a seated cat and cow, or just kind of settle here for the next asana. Inhale, sweep the right arm up towards the ceiling. Again, drop the shoulder. And this time we're going to draw little circles, drawing Mother Moon. It doesn't matter to me what direction you go. I just want you to kind of feel what works for your body at this very moment. Maybe try to draw 2 or 3 solid moons. And then you'll inhale. When you finish, open and arch the back. Exhale, pour it down. Same thing, opposite side. Inhale, sweep the left arm up towards the ceiling. drop in the shoulder, and exhale, start to draw Mother Moon. Nice big circles. Again, it doesn't matter me what direction you go. Just kind of find what works for your body at this very moment. Remember, it's your practice, so it's going to look completely different than mine, even if you're trying. When you come back to center and you feel comfortable about it, you're going to inhale, open and arch the back, little back bend here. Exhale, let that forehead drip down to the mat. Child pose. Inhale, push up on all fours, open and arch the back, tuck the toes underneath you, and then exhale, push into downward facing dog. Pull the belly in, roll the shoulders back towards the hips. Inhale, sweep the left leg up towards the ceiling. Exhale, sink down to the heel of the right foot. Inhale, high up on the tippy toe, and exhale, bend that knee, sweep it forward so that you connect again to the floor on all fours. Inhale, open and arch, and exhale, push back, sitting on the heels of your feet. Again, a seated cat and cow, or whatever you feel is comfortable. I have chosen to inhale, sweep the arms up towards the ceiling for a small camel pose. Exhale, open up goddess, sweep the arms forward. Make sure that your wrists are facing out and your fingertips are facing you. Make sure that your shoulders are stacked over your wrists, your knees are stacked over your hips. Feel free to find cat and cow here as you're holding it and open up the wrist, or just kind of stay neutral. Really do what works for you. Right now, we're just kind of working our wrists, so nothing else. When you feel comfortable, you're going to push back into that seated position on the heels of your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms back up towards the ceiling, kind of salute yourself. And exhale, set up again for a different version. This time, our wrists are going to face inward and our fingertips are going to face out. Feel free to do circles, shoulder rolls, hip rolls, twerking, whatever works for you that you feel comfortable with working and opening your wrists. One more. And coming back to a seated position. Inhale, back up on all fours, and exhale, we'll meet in downward facing dog. Take your time here in downward dog. If you feel like you need a break, find child's pose. Again, do what works for you. If you start to feel comfortable, start to walk your feet forward. Inhale, open and arch your back. You're in forward fold. And then exhale, rest here in that forward fold. Inhale, sweep your arms up towards the ceiling, upward salute. And exhale, mountain pose, Samastitihi or Tadasana. Right here in mountain pose, again, refocus. Bring your thoughts back to your intentions or affirmations. Or just take another deep breath. Inhale, upward salute, Drishti goes with you. Exhale, take your time, finding forward fold. Inhale, open and arch, lengthen, Drishti out. Exhale, step your left leg back the length of your mat for a low lunge. Front knee directly over your ankle, roll your shoulders back, open up the chest. You either have spider fingers or your palms are flat. Remember, think about actively pushing the back heel into an imaginary wall. Take a big inhale here as you drop your palms, and exhale, downward facing dog. We're going to jump into our beautiful waves. You're going to inhale high up on the tippy toes, pour the weight forward into exhale plank. Use the tailbone to shift back for the first wave. So inhale high up on the tippy toes, exhale, pour the weight forward, plank. Continue it going, moving like you're in a nice little wave. You can put variations in it by bending the knees like I just did, or you can keep a nice straight leg. Depend on what works for you. Maybe get one more in. And then you're going to inhale, start to walk your feet forward, open and arch your back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up towards the ceiling, pull the belly in, drishti up. Exhale, mountain pose, Samastitihi. Inhale, upward salute, pull the belly in, Drishti goes with you, and exhale into a nice, slow forward fold. Think about the way being in toes, not the heels of the feet. Inhale, open and arch the back, halfway lift, and exhale, step back into downward facing dog. Traditional vinyasa, inhale, high up on the tippy toes, and exhale, pour forward into plank. Inhale, shift the weight forward, exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale into cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. I did the modified version by hitting the floor first and then kind of coming up for upward facing dog. So you get that little break. Inhale, sweep the right leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, sink down through the heel of the foot for the left foot with the exhale. Inhale, bend the knee, flex the foot, take it wide, and exhale, take it out for that nice open stretch. Push the goodies into the floor, roll your shoulder up towards the ceiling. Maybe your drishti goes with you. Think about letting the goodies fall to the floor. Take a big inhale and straighten that front leg, and exhale back into downward facing dog. Breathe. Inhale, high up on the tippy toes. Exhale, pour forward in a plank. Find a little wave. You can do bent knees or straight leg, completely up to you, what you feel comfortable with. Inhale, sweep the left leg up, three-legged dog. Sink the heel of the foot into the opposite foot into the mat. Inhale, bend the knee, flex the foot. Exhale, take it wide for that nice, yummy stretch. Push the goodies into the floor, roll your shoulder up towards the ceiling, opposite shoulder, so you're really getting a full twist and that stretch. Inhale, straighten the front leg before you get back out of it, and exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe. That was a lot. Inhale, shift the weight forward. Find 3 to 5 little waves. Yes, you can. You have the option to do 3 to 5 waves, or you can find some cat and cows. Do what works for you. Do what works for what speaks for your body, not mine. We'll all come back together by having a very nice, yummy, upward facing dog. Here, roll the shoulders back or cobra, and exhale, downward facing dog. All right, guys, jump right back in. Inhale, right leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, relax the foot. Inhale, high up on the tippy toe, bend the right knee. Exhale, step it outside of the right arm. Inhale, sweep the right arm up towards the ceiling. Drop the palm. Exhale, downward facing dog. Yes, we're moving quick. Inhale, drop the knees, open and arch the back, cow pose. And then exhale, shift right back, downward facing dog. Again, when you're ready, inhale, sweep the left leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, sink down to the opposite heel. Inhale, high up on the tippy toe. Exhale, bend the left knee, step it outside of the left palm. Inhale, sweep the opposite arm off the floor, open it up, yes you can. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, high up on the tippy toes, pour the weight forward. Exhale, waves or cat and cow. Feel free to find what works for you. We will meet in a funky dope child's pose. Take some time enjoying your child's pose or some cat and cows, whatever you feel works for you. Right now, just kind of ignore me in the video. I constantly need to move when I'm practicing, but you can feel free to just rest in child's pose, take a downward facing dog, or lie flat on your back. We're going to set up on all fours for a very low forearm plank. So make sure that your palms are even with your shoulders. You're going to tuck your toes underneath you and then start to shift your weight back. I'm doing waves to get there, but you can feel free to just kind of step and hold it. You'll see right now, here's where we need to be. Hold that, engage the core. Remember, keep your shoulders stacked with your hips stacked with the heels of the feet. Engage your core and keep your drishti forward. Yes, you can. You can do this. Maybe hold it one more breath, and then you're going to exhale, sink down into the floor. Inhale, round and roll up for upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Yes, you can. Inhale. When you're comfortable, sweep the right leg up towards the ceiling, pull the belly in. Exhale, sink down through the opposite heel. Inhale, high up on the tippy toe, and you're going to pull the leg all the way forward. Drop the back knee until you're in Ajiyasana low lunge. Find what works for you here. You can hold the lunge. You can drop your palms near your foot. You can have your hands on your hips, or you can drop them down to your side. Find a back bend. Do what works for you. This is your last inhale and exhale with the hold. You're going to inhale, roll it forward, and exhale, drop the right palm on the right thigh. Take a nice, yummy twist here. Wring it all out. Inhale, bring it back to neutral. Stretch that front leg. Nice little runner stretch. You could tuck the back toe, flex the front foot. You're going to inhale, push your weight forward in that front foot so that you can set up for crescent lunge. I don't care what your arms are doing. What I want you to make sure is your front knee is directly over your ankle. Your heel to big toe, you have a very straight line. Shoulders are square with the hips. Yes, you can. Our twist. Inhale, sweep the left arm up towards the ceiling. And you're going to exhale, bend the elbow, take the elbow outside of the right thigh. You can hold it right here for the twist. You can drop your palm to the floor, or you can take your arms in prayer pose. Completely up to you what you want to find. Just enjoy the twist. You can also have your arms open into a T. I can't do every variation, but please find what works for you. Your drishti is behind you. When you're comfortable, you're going to inhale, roll everything forward, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, open and arch, halfway lift, drishti out. Exhale, back to forward fold. Yeah, you can. Inhale, open and arch, halfway lift, drishti out. Exhale, bend the knees, slowly round at the back. You're going to find some version of imaginary hula hoops, standing cat and cows, or whatever you feel like you need right now to settle back in, restart, reconnect. Inhale, sweep the arms up towards the ceiling, pull the belly in, and exhale, very nice and long forward fold. Find what works for you. Inhale, open and arch the back, halfway lift, drishti out. Exhale, step back, downward facing dog. You're going to inhale, high up on the tippy toes. Exhale, pour it forward in a plank. Inhale, shift past your wrist. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana, tricep push up. Inhale, you can kiss the mat for cobra, or exhale, downward facing dog. Take a big inhale, push back through the knees, and exhale, child's pose. Take a break. You've earned it. When you're ready, you're shifting the body up on all fours. Inhale, open and arch the back, tuck the toes underneath you, downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep the left leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, sink down to the opposite heel. Inhale, high up on the tippy toe, and exhale, sweep it all the way through until you're in your low lunge. Your back knee is dropped. Your front knee is directly over your ankle. It could always be in front, but it can never be behind. You have so many options with your hand. Pick what works for you. Hold it. Drop the goodies. We're getting ready to start to move. So start to shift your weight forward so you can straighten that front leg. Tuck the back toe underneath you. And you have a nice little runner stretch. Make sure the front foot is flexed. Inhale, start to shift your weight forward so that you can find your crescent lunge. Remember, heel to big toe, you have a straight line. Front knee is directly over your ankle. Doesn't matter to me what your hands do, but I want to make sure you have a solid base. You are actively pushing that back heel into an imaginary wall. We're going to take that same twist we did on the opposite side. Inhale, sweep the right arm up towards the ceiling, bend the elbow, and it's going to hit the outside of the opposite thigh. Remember, you can have your hands in prayer arms out into a T where your torso is upright, palm drop to the floor. Whatever works for you to find a twist. You can even drop your back knee if you need to. Getting ready to shift out of it, so you're going to take an inhale, sweep the weight backwards so you can straighten both legs. Exhale, step to forward fold. Inhale, open and arch the back, halfway lengthen, drishti out. Exhale, back to forward fold. Hang out here for maybe 1 or 2 breaths. Take your time. Let's just meet in mountain pose. Ground here. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, sweep the arms up towards the ceiling. Drishti goes with you. Very nice, long upward salute. And exhale, standing back bend. Who cares how deep you get at this very moment? What I want you to do is really think about surrendering into the back bend. Sink down into the soles of your feet. Actively reach through your fingers. Press your pelvis forward. Take your time. You're going to inhale, start to round it up nice and slow. There is no rush. Drishti stays at your thumbs. Exhale, forward, fold. Inhale, open an arch, halfway lift, drishti out. Exhale, step back, take your time, downward facing dog. Ground down, nestle in, make it work. Take a big inhale here. And exhale. Inhale, drop the knees, open and arch the back, cow pose. Exhale, shift the weight back until you come through so you're sitting on your butts. Drop the feet in front of you, and we're just going to inhale, reach up towards the ceiling, ground down through the soles of your feet. Your chest will open up. You're just going to exhale, round it all the way back until you're laying down on the mat. Inhale, pull the knees into your chest, and exhale, shift them up towards the ceiling. Sink down through your sit bones. Inhale, connect wherever you are comfortable. Your big toes, your ankles, your calves, your thighs. Just breathe. Don't pull or push. Just relax. Inhale, start to bend the knees, release your connection. Exhale, right leg is staying up towards the ceiling, but the left leg is stretching out. Neither leg is connected to the floor. Inhale, pull both knees into the chest, elbows reach out, and then exhale, you're going to open as wide as you can, nice straddle. Hands do not touch, you're not going to break. Take a big inhale here, and exhale, close the legs, pour it down, both legs are together, yes you can, engage your core. Look down at your toes. Inhale, bend your knees, pull them back in. Exhale, both legs go up towards the ceiling, again, connect. It doesn't matter to me where you connect, just make a connection. Shift your tailbone back into the floor. Roll your shoulders towards the mat. Inhale, start to release. And exhale, drop the right leg towards the front of the room. Left leg is still shining up towards the ceiling. Inhale, bend both knees. Elbow and knee touch. Exhale, open up, nice straddle. Yes, you can. Hands don't touch, but they do reach. Engage that core. Inhale, close both legs. Exhale, pour it down. You have a nice low boat. Look down at those toes. Engage your core. Yes, you can. Inhale, pull it back in. Exhale, bend the knees. Take a break. Inhale, drop the left foot on the mat. Exhale, extend the right leg up towards the ceiling. Connect wherever you're comfortable. Big toe, calf, thigh. Drop your shoulders in the floor. Take a big inhale here. And exhale, chin towards the thigh. Hold it. Take a big inhale here and exhale, stretch the left leg out so it is nice and straight. Flex the left foot. Take a big inhale here as you pull the leg in and exhale, open it up. Heel to big toe stretch. Remember, you are looking the opposite direction of the extended foot. Inhale, pull it back in. Exhale, release the connection to the foot and slowly take your time, melt it down. Inhale, rock it up. Exhale, Navasana. Bend those knees, flex the feet, engage the core. Yes, you can, boat pose. Take a big inhale here if you feel comfortable, and exhale, stretch it out towards the ceiling for extended one, and then relax to the floor. Inhale, drop the right foot in the mat. Exhale, extend the left leg up towards the ceiling. Again, it doesn't matter where you're connecting to, just make sure you have some type of connection. Take a big inhale here. And exhale, chin towards your thigh or knee. Breathe here. Hold it. Yes, you can. Take a big inhale here. Exhale, release the hold. Stretch the right leg out. It is nice and straight. Flex the right foot. Take a big inhale here. Make that U. And exhale, open up the blinds to the house. Remember, you're looking the opposite direction of the foot. You do not want to rock side to side. You want to try to keep it as neutral as possible. Think about if you were standing. Take a big inhale here and exhale, bring it back to center. Inhale, just squeeze it in. Exhale, release the connection, and you'll float it all the way down. Inhale, pull both knees into your chest. Exhale, rock up. You got it. Navasana, boat pose. Engage the core. If you feel comfortable, you could take that straight leg option or bent knees. Totally do what works for you. Inhale here. Exhale, soles of the feet together. You are in Supta Baddha Konasana. Relax. Release. Your belly button is falling towards the floor. Your shoulders are kissing the mat. Your throat is opening up. You are here for the remainder of the practice. If that doesn't work for you, find your way in Shavasana and melt there for a solid 2 minutes. You have done everything you need to do. There is nothing more. Om Shanti, Ashe, Namaste.